Hi there, I'm Robotics from Multimedia University, Malaysia, and my student ID is 10127000838. And this presentation is mainly for the ERT3036 Advanced Robotic Assignment. And my lecturer is Mr. Wong Kyung. And let's proceed to the next slide, which is the bill of material. My bill of material is very keep and simple. Only one robot is called an e-bot. And this e-bot is manufactured by the Japanese private company. This is called Japanese Business Design Laboratory. And the price of the e-bot is around 24,000 in Malaysian ringgit. Among the three journals I'm studying in the humans robot interactions, I found that these journals, Psychological Effect of Education, support robot using an emotional expression models is quite interesting and have the idea in assisting the industries of educations. And this journal is written by the Felix Jimenez, Tomoshiko Yoshikawa, Takeshi Furuhashi, Masayoshi Kanons from Nagoya University in Japan. In this journal, the proposed model is none other than the e-bot. And this robot is consists multi-features, and the most important features we need in this study is the emotion expressions. Although we know that the evolution of the astroprophetic robot has grown rapidly through years by years, but there is still a difference you can tell from the robot. For example, the stiffness of the facial expressions and the non-human-like reactions when come into interactions, and so on. This sometimes may cause some eerie or creepy feeling toward the user. In order to eradicate this kind of problems, a robot which has the cute looks and the friendly looks must be put into use. And e-bot is none other than the best choice in these studies. Besides, e-bot is also small in size and is also portable, easy to portable to everywhere you are. The theoretical part in this study is quite similar to the journals, which were carrying out the Q&A sections between the learner and the user, the e-bot. The e-bot will ask the plenty question to the learners, and then the learner will have to respond back and offer the answer back to the e-bot. And then the e-bot expression will change correspond to the learner answers, whether it's correct or wrong, and the time taken to answer. And these expressions is based on the Russell's complex model with a little modification added inside. And from the diagram we can see the proposed models is the displeasure side is at the negative of the x-axis, and the pleasure side will be at the positive of the x-axis. Arousing side will be at the positive of the y-axis, and the sleep side will be at the negative side of the y-axis. And each axis range about negative 1.0 to positive 1.0. Beside the diagram is the algorithm of the Q&A section implements into the if-bot. I brief about slowly about the algorithm. So if the learner solves the question correctly, then the xb means the point B in x-axis will move towards 0.2, and the C point will move towards 0.1 in x-axis toward the pleasure side. Else means the learner solved the question incorrectly. Then the B will move into 0.1 in displeasure side. So do as the C point moves towards by 0.2 means more than 1, 0.1. Then the robot will show displeasure face to the learner. However, when the basic time, the answer time is more or less than the basic time we have been set, and the learner is solved the question correctly, then the point B will move toward in the y-axis by 0.2. Else means the learner solved the question incorrectly, then the robot, the C point, will also move towards 0.2 in y-axis towards the arousing, because the answer time is less than the basic time. else means the answer time is more than the basic time, then the B will move towards 0.2 toward the sleeps, and so do as a C point when the learner solve the question incorrectly. Next we move to the next slide. If bot actually have the artificial intelligence implemented into it, thus is able to communicate or interact with the other peoples or multiple peoples and react differently according to the different situations given. It's no doubt to making the communications between the user more interesting and lively. Other than that, if bot also is learning at the same time and also enhancing the answer when the communication is made between the user and the bot. In a nutshell, we can conclude that the bot is definitely the great asset in educational industry in creating a collaborative learning situation for the user. And that's all from my slide, and thank you for viewing.